To your being home.
To being home. It's good to be back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to All Things Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here in Starkiller Studios, once again, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Cue the celebration music. And it's done.
Yeah, I really hope that worked, because otherwise we're going to look like a couple of idiots just sitting here.
Oh, God.
So we'll put some more context to that later. But yes, I am home for good.
Woo-hoo!
In New Jersey.
It still feels a little bit surreal being here. I'm not gonna lie. You know, getting back into the studio, into the sweat box right now.
Right. Yeah. So in anticipation of this, first of all, it was freezing yesterday here in New Jersey.
Freezing is relative coming from San Antonio.
Indeed,
months.
But for what I was used to, it was fucking freezing. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna warm up the studio. I turned on the heater at like 9 this morning. So I'm like, okay, it'll be nice and warm for tonight. We won't be cold.
And he's got thermals on too. So it's like,
yeah. So yeah, and yeah, it probably wasn't necessary in hindsight, but
that's fine. Hey, better to be warm than cold. I hate being fucking cold. Fuck the cold.
Yeah, especially when we're trying to record here. So, but yes, I am back. We've got a whole slew of people in the chat. Fuck Army, and
yeah, we'll get to that.
And we've got a lot to talk about. Beauty of this episode and all episodes from here on out, we are not limited to the 1.5-hour time restriction. So,
cue the celebration music.
we really got to set this up so that we know when it's going.
So
yeah, so we're playing with a soundboard this week, everybody. So
obviously,
hopefully it's all coming through just fine.
Or if it's not, then oh well. It'd just be hilarious.
Yeah,
truncated sound will take care of any of that anyway.
Indeed. So what were we celebrating the second time? I've already forgotten.
The
being home.
Oh,
time limit. No time limit restriction. So for those of you who have been following us only within the last 9 months, who are used to the 1.5-hour time limit, we have no limit here in the studios. Now, obviously, Dave has to work tomorrow, so we're not going to go into the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, and my wife would be pissed if we did that, especially since it's 6 o'clock now. You know, I think we could keep this in a reasonable.
Oh, sure, yeah.
3 to 4 hours.
Right. And Big Lovin' will be pleased.
Yes.
So, and we'll get to him later in the show. But before we get to that, I've got a really good day in Star Wars that we're going to start off with.
So specifically, he told me I can't look at this day in Star Wars, like when you put up the notes and everything. So I'll tell you what the tough part's going to be. The tough part's going to be like, I'm looking at you live. And before we're used to looking at the camera.
Right.
So now we're not playing to the camera as much because we're playing to each other.
Right. For the remote recording.
It's better for us.
Well, sure. Yeah.
But it's just funny.
When you're used to like looking like I'm talking to Dave. Okay. So Dave,
there he is. What's going on. Right there.
Yeah. No, you're right here. We're live in person. So, all right. And you're going to know exactly why I picked this one and exactly why I blocked out some time for this.
All right.
So November 8, 2012. I'm shocked you didn't pick it up right away.
Well, I told you I didn't put much thought into it.
Okay, well, that's good.
Me not to.
So November 8, 2012. So this was 6 years ago.
Okay.
Angry Birds Star Wars is released.
Oh.
So that may not sound like much to anybody else, but this has a very significant meaning to both Dave and myself. I don't know how much we want to get into that today because we've mentioned it here and there on the show, but I don't know. We haven't spent a huge amount of time. But yeah, some really big stuff happened back in late October, early November of 2012 up here in New Jersey. For those of you who remember the Hurricane Sandy that came through and completely devastated a good portion of New Jersey, Dave.
I should have alcohol for this.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe we should save that for a whole other episode.
No, we can touch on it now because it's right within the timelines of when we deployed for to a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, because
illegally, fuckers.
I cannot confirm nor deny any of this.
I'm fucking retired. Guess what? It was fucking illegal, and they shouldn't have done it.
Well, as members of a National Guard unit, we were activated even though we're already active, to go and work a evacuation shelter because Sandy blew through and it displaced a lot of people, and there were a lot of forced evacuations, and that was our life for a few weeks, right?
So it was October 28th to November 10th.
Okay. And I left a few days before you did.
Indeed.
But I was there for November 8th when Angry Birds came out, because that was the big thing. That's what kind of ties all of this together, because we were working this evacuation shelter when the Angry Birds Star Wars came out, and we were completely isolated. We had barely anything. Like, I mean, you name it. We barely had beds for the first week and a half that we were there. I think we were sleeping in sleeping bags.
Barely. Even when we got air quote beds.
Yeah, we got cots.
We had cots that were only designed for people to be in for 3 days.
Yeah.
We spent almost 2 weeks in these things.
Yeah.
And it was like your ass was basically laying on the floor. It wasn't even worth having. It was just barely better than sleeping on the fucking floor. It took days. Actually, no, I think it took a full week for us to get into a facility that had like running water.
Yep.
Because otherwise we were bedding down in the same place where we were working, and you were taking like basically bird baths out of the sink.
Yep.
You know, wiping yourself down. And
yeah,
we do need a lot of time if we're going to really get into the shelter.
Well, maybe we'll save that for another time, but we'll bring in the Angry Birds Star Wars in, where we knew this was coming out. We were both big Angry Birds fans when the original game came out. We both had our iPhones. We were real big into it. And then when we found out the Angry Birds Star Wars was coming, it's like, oh shit, this is going to be awesome. Because I think the Angry Birds Space had already been out.
Yes, it was.
And they based this more off of the space one. And the space one was really good too.
I enjoyed the space one.
That's when you had like the gravity and the planets and everything. So we were super excited. And then the fucking hurricane hit, and it took out most of the cell phone towers in the area. And there was the AT&T Hill.
That's right.
That
AT&T Hill.
Yeah, that we talked about. And that's the only place we could get a signal. And we'd have to go on an extended break. We'd have to walk up this fucking hill and pull out our phones and then hopefully get a goddamn signal.
Well, not only did you have to go up the hill, but you also had to stand on something that got you a little bit elevated because it was next to this water tower. And so there was a couple of fallen trees. If you stood on the trunk of the fallen tree and got nice and tall, you'd get a decent signal, decent enough to download something.
Yeah.
So the whole point of Jason bringing this up, and not just because it's Angry Birds Star Wars and that being Star Wars related.
Yeah.
But so the quote by me, as it's written here in my notes for the book, is Angry Birds Star Wars came out today. It's pretty much the closest thing I've had to an erection in 2 weeks.
Yep. And that was it. That was a bright light of hope in the middle of all this bullshit that we were going through. It was nice to be able to hike up that hill, be like, fuck, that's right, this came out today. Download it over a period of like half an hour or something probably. And then actually get to play it whenever we had some downtime. And our days were long and infuriating at times.
Infuriating all the time because of the clientele, the uselessness of the state of New Jersey's fucking response force, the idiot that they had from the county that was supposed to be running the shelter, the facility staff that was supposed to be maintaining the facility and wasn't.
No.
I was fucking a plumber, an HVAC guy, a prison guard.
It was Haymon. I'm a plumber. And
we had 15 fucking jobs. We deployed for a hurricane, and we were there through the snow.
Yeah,
because the back half of Hurricane Sandy, a fucking snowstorm came through and dumped 13 inches of fucking snow within fucking 16 hours at the shelter. Like, I have time lapse photography of the snow falling and me standing out in the fucking between the building that the inmates were in, or I'm sorry,
he's not far off the mark.
The clients.
We'll just say that.
The clients, as we were corrected into having to call them, as opposed to the never mind. Anyway, so
yeah, you don't want to get me in trouble.
Yeah, it was fucking horrific. Yeah. Again, we need a whole fucking hurricane like episode.
Yeah.
to really, really get into it. And maybe we'll do a hurricane episode when I finally get around to releasing my book.
Right. Yes, because Dave took meticulous notes.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of that few weeks.
Well, and really, what it came down to was we had with all the shit that was going on, we were scheduled 13-hour shifts. We worked basically 14 hours because there was an overlap between the shifts. The fucking night shift faggots we swap with them. There was the overlap time, right? So which they would like get their MREs and shit like that. And then we'd go fucking hose ourselves down in that fucking midget shower that they had where the water trickled out of it. It was the closest thing you had to a shower the whole time.
It was a good size for me, but
it was a midget shower. And so you do that, and you like some of the funny shit that would come out like after that long day when everybody's just fucking exhausted. There'd be like good 5 to 10 minutes of just like talking about what had happened in the facility.
Yeah, just all the crazy shit that was going on.
Laughing about like the state of humanity in this place. And then boom, everybody had passed out.
Yeah.
So we're passed out. The night shift people were like splitting their shift. They didn't work all day. They never even came by to see how things were going for our shift. But then at night, they would put like half their people in bed and the other only half of them would work because all the fucking inmates would be asleep.
Yeah.
So they worked half as much as we did. And then they fucking pissed and moaned about it like a bunch of fucking pussies because this wasn't even a scheduled rant. But I was so pissed. Out of that whole night shift, there was like 3 people that did anything at all. And one of them was Dave because he was the main facilities guy because he had all this good, like he had HVAC experience and everything else.
Yeah.
So by the by, the fucking building we were in was slated for demolition.
Yep.
Like, so
it was an old school, like an old elementary school.
Yeah. That was next to a fucking juvenile correction facility. And the facilities were scheduled to be torn down. So the bathrooms that were all working when we got there, 3 days, do you think? We'd lose it like basically a bathroom every 6 hours.
Yeah.
And you go in, you try and fix it and fucking win it. And you try to get the guys who were employed by the state to do their fucking job. And they'd be like, yeah, remember the hoodie? Remember the guy with the fucking hoodie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's in the notes. This fucking jackass whose job it was to fucking keep some of the shit going. Like, I don't know, start the fucking boiler because it's 36 degrees outside. Nope, can't be bothered because he's losing his job because they're closing the fucking facility. So he tells everybody to go fuck themselves. Literally told everybody to go fuck themselves. Like, it was so remarkable and just such a shit show.
Yeah.
That fuck everybody. Fuck on that. I already had a very, very, I don't know, love-hate relationship with, I don't know, humanity. So, and after that experience, I wanted everybody to die. Like unless you were in my fucking circle of trust, like I wanted you to fall into a fucking pit of lava.
Yeah.
And just burn horribly to death and then take you out just before you die and then throw you in again. Like it's oh god. So it'll all be detailed in the book.
Yeah. And that's why I picked this topic this week.
He did. He fucking teed that up, didn't he? Very nice.
But again, going back to the Angry Bird Star Wars.
Hey, somebody noticed the elephant in the room, or the thing that's colored like an elephant.
Yeah,
smells like it too. Trust me. So, I haven't been around it in a while. I don't think he watched it the entire time.
I can't speak to that. So
I know you can't.
Yeah,
that's why it's in here. It's probably not allowed in the house.
The Angry Birds Star Wars, great game. We'll put some more focus on that one of these days, I'm sure. I put another thing in the notes here. I don't know how much you want to talk about this because this is what I like to call the clickbait news of the week. Because overall, it was a fairly slow week of news in Star Wars in general. So, but I've been seeing this piece of fucking clickbaity news everywhere over all the fucking news sites, just like I was bitching about last week or the week before about like every time I go onto Google News, it's a million fucking clickbaity Star Wars news articles and all that, but none of them are from legitimate sources. That's the thing. Like the most legitimate one on there is like comicbook.com, which we know is just fucking pure clickbait.
So the only issue I have with the potential issue I have for this particular like storyline is by looking at stuff like this, are we opening ourselves up to potential spoilers?
Um, like something like this, no. But
You think? I mean, it's one of those things where, like, for every half truth, it's still half truth. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So I think we just need to tread lightly for this.
okay,
Like, if it
that makes
passes your
sense.
judgment check, then I'm good with it. But I don't want to. I don't want to get us to a point where all of a sudden we're following stuff we swore we wouldn't follow just to
Yeah.
debunk it.
Well, yeah,
That's
and
not what we're
again,
here for on the All Things Star Wars podcast. We're here to give legitimate things about hurricane shelters and football and
eventually Star Wars.
eventually Star Wars. So we'd hate to let Star Wars creep into our first 45 minutes of banter.
True, true.
God forbid.
So I am going to go ahead and say this headline. It's basically all of these fucking news outlets are claiming that somebody inside Disney is saying that episode 9 is what they're calling a course correction for the franchise. Apparently somebody higher up realizes that episode 8 and Solo may not have gone over as well as they had anticipated or had hoped, and now they're looking at JJ and at episode 9 as sort of righting the ship, or like they said, a course correction. Really nothing else in there beyond that, and that's why I kind of look at this, I'm like, this, it's all clickbait shit, because there's no legitimate sources. Obviously Disney is never going to admit any kind of fault whatsoever. Like, you'll never see them come out with any kind of press release saying, yeah, we know these movies didn't meet expectations, so we're going to fix it with this next one. They would never do that. That's like a terrible PR move. So at this point, even let's say it's legitimate for a second. All right, what does that mean exactly, that they're going to use this as a course correction? What are they going to do differently now than they would have done differently before? That's kind of the heart that I wanted to get to in this story. It's like, what difference would it have made in how they made episode 9?
So I think that they've already made their course correction by hiring JJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, if you want to talk about a course correction, we can automatically assume that they hired JJ because they wanted to get towards what made Force Awakens such a hit.
Right.
So if you're going to do something and you know that, like, okay, this fell kind of flat, let's get back to something that works. Let's bring in the director that did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if you want to look at it that way, then bringing JJ Abrams in technically could be Disney's course correction on this. Now, is that what their intent was? I mean, or was it just like, fuck, we don't want to bring a new guy in and fucking have to spin him up on a fucking story and everything else, and Ron Howard's not going to do it. So, all right, JJ, are you busy?
Yeah.
You know, come over and do this shit, you know? So,
yep.
Here's all right, finally the chat's getting back to some Star Wars shit, but yeah, that's what I think about that whole thing. I think JJ is going to want to bring it closer to what his original vision was, regardless of where they went in episode 8.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh,
so
yeah.
that, just by the very nature of JJ doing it, is going to help with some of that course correcting.
Yeah.
And honestly, yes, absolutely, Disney should course correct. With all the negativity that came out with the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I think they'd want to make it at least appear that they're trying to appease the fans a little bit, because the fan reaction was so poor.
Yeah.
So sure, absolutely. I think that there are people in Disney that want to do this. Now, are they going to come out and say it? I agree with you. No, fuck no, they're not. They're gonna make it seem like, no, it was never our intent. There was no such thing as course correction. This is our vision for the movie the entire time.
Yeah.
Look at how good we are.
Yeah. That's exactly what'll happen. And I know we've brought this up in the past, but I see it almost every day. Fucking, you know how I told you I'm in a lot of Facebook groups?
Yeah.
Every single day I see somebody posting there, oh, I finally saw Solo. It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. I'm like, you fucking pigs. Then why didn't you go see it in the goddamn theater?
It's beyond aggravating, honestly.
Yeah.
I gotta
responding to the chat.
Yeah. It is. It's really like, oh, we've talked about it. We talked about it with Solo and people that just missed a good movie. It's interesting. Let's take a trip to the Sidebar Cantina for a moment. Disney related. So, Halloween just recently passed, right? And we had my daughter home this weekend.
Yep.
And she wanted to watch this movie, Coco.
Right.
You familiar
I've
with it?
heard of it.
Okay.
I've not actually seen it, but I know the story behind
So
it.
you and a lot of people, because we were talking about it, like we were at a Halloween party, and which I'll get to later, and we were, encountering different people that we just had mentioned, yeah, it was what we did, last night. It was the Day to Dad or whatever the fucking holiday is.
Yeah.
And so my daughter wanted to watch Coco, and I've watched it, but not really. I've had it like they were watching it, and it was on in the background. I was doing something else, so I just sat there. I finished up my homework, or as much as I was going to do, and I sat there and watched it. And I'm like, this is actually a very underrated Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's something that jokingly, I think what was said in my house went along the lines of it probably wasn't popular because its main stories around Mexicans. But I that's hilarious. Probably not the truth, but it's fucking funny. I'm not going to say if alcohol was involved in that, but you can assume it.
I might as well get a Clayton Bigsby thing queued up on the soundboard too.
Yeah, Clayton Bigsby, not that lieutenant fucking bullshit that he did the other day. But yeah, it's it makes me wonder because it's solid animation, a good storyline, entertaining. It's not necessarily the Disney princess theme where there's all this romantic notions in it. Yeah, although it's an underlying plot because of the relationship with the I can't think of the musician's name, and then with the mother, Coco's mother. What's his name? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't care. It's not the point. The point is that it's a good Disney movie, and a lot of people haven't seen it, and I'm really curious as to why. Disney used to pump out gold, especially with movies like that, because it was geared toward a younger audience. Now, granted, maybe the notion of the death and everything else, maybe that had an issue with it, but it's not like it was it wasn't grotesque. It was the skeleton stuff was, could be a little bit perceived as scary, maybe for younger audiences, but
it was done in a kind of a silly way.
It was. And this day and age, I mean, I just don't feel like that really should have been an issue.
Well, now, was it a failure or what was it not?
I didn't look at the box office numbers or anything else. I'm just going by the litmus test of talking to people around me about whether they've seen it. And almost to a person, nobody else that I talked to had seen the movie.
Well, I mean,
and that's strange for a Disney movie, especially one that I think was actually really good.
Yeah. Well, speaking for myself and my family, we don't go see movies that often anymore. It's got to be like a big event because first of all, it's expensive. Second of all, people are rude. We've all heard the story of me almost killing a guy when we went to go see E.T. So, fuck people who decide they want to talk during a movie. One of these days I'm going to get into a fight. I'm either going to get killed or I'm going to kill somebody. But
I'm right there with you.
What we are going to see in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, is we're seeing the second Wreck-It Ralph movie because my family, we all really loved Wreck-It Ralph. So that's coming out like November 21st, I think. So the day before Thanksgiving, but we're going to go see it.
So yeah, you'll have to let me know how it is. So the problem for me with Wreck-It Ralph, what I worry about is that they are trying to milk it a little bit and it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I worry. Because Wreck-It Ralph is one of the best movies out there.
And I absolutely loved it.
I think the only one that they really have gotten away with making decent sequels for. I mean, even I really loved The Incredibles when we went and saw the second one in the movie, and I wasn't that impressed with the second one compared to the first one. The first one was fucking fantastic. I think the only franchise animation wise that's gotten away with it has been Toy Story.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It was one of the first. It's so relatable. I mean, it's Tom Hanks. I mean, you put Tom Hanks in anything, you can print your own money.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it makes SNL skits look fucking good. So I'll walk that back. I'm watching. Sorry, it's tough. It's tough to maintain like concentration on the chat because I'm not trying to ignore the chat, but Jason's right here.
Yeah.
So. And then that thing is right fucking there. It smells. I'm telling you, it smells. Whether that's the truth or not, I'm telling you, it smells.
Strictly for the YouTube audience.
So,
well, let's move on from the cantina.
How did I get into that?
We're talking about Incredibles. Like you weren't impressed with the Incredibles sequel, I guess.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So Wreck-It Ralph is it worries me a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. It could be great.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it will be.
See.
3PO.
Went over like a fart in church.
Did that go? Okay, now what do I click? All right.
We're still learning, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Moving on to our next bullet point. This kind of ties into my week, but we're going to go ahead and hop into this now. Longtime listener, Big Lovin', found us on the Xbox. So he friended us on Xbox Live, and the three of us, since I'm now back and I have my Xbox again, we all played some Battlefront 2 multiplayer together, which was awesome. First time ever hearing Big Lovin's big voice. So yeah, no,
his voice actually sounded exactly what I thought it would sound like.
Really?
I said that to Kathy when I came upstairs after we were finished.
Yeah. But yeah, we had fun playing with him. He got a couple of good screenshots. I posted them in the Facebook group. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And he ended up creating an Xbox Live clan. So is it just called All Things Star Wars or ATSW?
I think it's ATSW.
Fuck. Correct me in the chat.
Big Lovin',
I know you're in there, Big Lovin'. So correct me in the chat.
That's what she said.
Right. Yes, it is what she said. And we'll mention that, especially when we get to my portion.
Mention what? About him being in you?
The clan, asshole.
Oh, okay. You are in your portion.
Well, okay, I guess
1/4 portion.
Well, I did add one other note before we get into our week, and that was something that Bronco Fed had posted earlier on Facebook, and that was, I guess there's a new Han Solo comic series coming out this week.
There is.
So I don't know how much interest you have in this, but this is Han Solo Imperial Cadet. And
I'm actually fairly interested in this.
Yeah, because this is an area where you expressed you wish you'd gotten to see more. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think this is one of those where I might just get it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may just buy it digitally as opposed
to pay
getting
the $4 and just
rather than getting the physical comic, because I tell you what, I'm starting to cube out from all the Vader and Star Wars. Even though the only subscription I have left to Marvel is Vader and Star Wars
for the paper
copies, and I don't read them. I put them right into the box.
Yeah.
So I don't know that getting another paper copy is going to be smart. So I really want to read these though, and I think it'd behoove us to, if I get them, I'll just let you borrow the iPad for however long it takes you to read it. But or we do vice versa. Whatever. We'll fix it in post. But I think this is definitely something that we should be keeping our eye on. I think what I'm hoping is that not only does it give us some clues about the Solo movie, about what he was doing in the Academy, maybe it gets into some other stuff too. Maybe there's some tie-ins to other things. I'll be honest with you, okay? Because usually I'm not. I just want to see fucking Han Solo on a TIE fighter. That's what I want.
That would be awesome.
All I need is one fucking panel of Solo with the fucking helmet on, and or in the uniform, holding the helmet. I'd screenshot that shit, fucking post it, get a life-size poster of it in here. It'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
And then I expect a Black Series figure to come out of it. That would be how fucking awesome would that be?
That would be pretty good.
Holy shit. So a man can dream.
Yep.
A man can dream. So
yeah, well.
Great kid. Oh, it's called ATSW Sidebar Cantina Gaming.
Yes. So ATSW Sidebar Cantina Gaming on Xbox Live. That's our clan. Join it if you want. Play some Battlefront 1 or 2 with us. We will get to that in a minute. And yeah, thank you, Big Lovin', for spearheading that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great idea. Absolutely a great idea.
Yep.
And we'll get to the gaming here in a little bit.
And unfortunately, we do have some listeners like Don Solsky who are only PlayStation people. And you know what? Can't help you. Sorry.
Get an Xbox.
Yeah. If it's not Xbox, it's crap.
It says up until I don't know. He was a PlayStation guy before that. I was a PlayStation 2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
I only got talked into getting an Xbox 360 because Brinzer, Asia, all those guys were all on Xbox playing. So I'm like, fuck. So I traded in my Nintendo Wii for an Xbox 360, and
I think you made the right choice.
The rest is history.
Yep. Anyway, moving on. Let's get right into our week, shall we? So we'll start with me.
Yes, we shall.
The big thing is, as we already mentioned, I am home. I got home on what was it, Thursday night?
Thursday at about quarter to, I think you were in the car by just before midnight.
Yeah, because I was initially supposed to come in on Saturday. Then my class said, yeah, we might be done a day or two early. It's like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, thanks. And they told us this on like Monday or Tuesday of last week. So I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I'll change my flight. And instead of flying out the next day on Friday, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just leave right after class. And I literally brought a, holy shit. God damn.
See the message? That's based on what I told you I did earlier.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
I like that.
I don't know if we're allowed to show this kind of thing on YouTube.
No, there's copyright issues, shit like that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the copyright is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, me too.
So anyway, yes, I got home Thursday night. Dave was gracious enough to pick me up at the airport. So thank you again, Dave. And Kristen thanks you as well.
You are welcome.
And
Kristen celebrated it with a return to studio wings
today.
And I used the inappropriate text or context for all that, but
yeah. What? Anyway,
what's happening? Am I having a stroke?
He might be.
I might be having a stroke.
That's good though. You see it live on YouTube. Like how often do you get to see somebody have a stroke live on social media? Anyway, so
every time I have a rant.
You know, I was really concerned about the whole transition, getting used to being home again. Problem?
No, keep going.
Okay. And this is what happens in the fucking studio when we're live. You thought we got distracted before when we were doing remote recording? That's worse. Fucking nothing.
It's worse.
So I was concerned about the transition, going back from living in isolation for 9 months to fucking wife and kids and screaming and just noises and people wanting my attention.
I'm curious as to who screams.
Mostly me, but anyway.
Fair enough.
But the transition's been really, really smooth. It's been fucking crazy how smooth it's been. And this fucking guy. And it feels like I never left. We fell right into our regular routine. And from the second day I was home, it felt like I was never gone. It felt like I didn't miss any time. Everything was exactly as I left it. Now, that could just be because my family's routine didn't change at all. And they kept doing things exactly the same. And I just immediately fell right into that. But it was like nothing ever happened. It was it's been weird. It's been very weird because it feels like that 9 months never happened. If that even makes sense.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
In hindsight, it's great.
Yeah. Put all that shit behind you. Like all that's gone.
Yeah.
And just nothing but a evil, hard dream.
Yep. So I'm going to swap these next two bullet points because the second one might take some talking.
I just finally got the notes up. That's what I was trying to remember why I was dicking around on my phone. Now you're going to change it? God damn it, Jason.
I'm only swapping two things. Just relax. Take your meds.
Are they your things or my things?
Either or both. So while I was gone, Kristen did a couple of thrift store runs and got me a couple of spoils. Nothing too huge this time around, especially compared to, all of the shit that she got me last time, which was, what was it that she got me last time, Luke?
The sacred Jedi texts.
That's right. So
we really need to hear that.
I know.
Honestly. It's so awkward.
I know. So she did get me some more of the sacred texts. So not a whole lot here. Most of these are like young adult novels, but she paid like 20 cents each for them at a thrift store. So I figured, fuck it. So we've got these Jedi Apprentice books, which are like when Obi-Wan was young or when Anakin was young. And if you look, this one was a good one because that looks like a hybrid of Hayden Christensen and fucking Jake Lloyd.
It does.
And if you look at the back, they actually did like a little hybrid, like growing up. I don't know if you can see this very well.
There it is.
Yeah. So they tried to bridge the gap between episodes 1 and 2 with some of these young Jedi books, but some of these are also a young Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan was a kid. And one that I thought was really neat was listen to this summary. This is about a young Obi-Wan when he was still Qui-Gon's apprentice. Obi-Wan Kenobi is no longer a Jedi. He has chosen instead to be a part of the revolution on the planet Melinda Don. His master Qui-Gon Jinn has gone back to Coruscant where trouble is stirring inside the Jedi Temple. So they really went in some weird directions with these. Now, obviously, this is all Legends material now because this is shit from
right, and
like
not
the
even
mid 2000s.
but that's not even like in line with the other Legends material as far as the storyline goes.
Right. So this one was, I don't know if you remember the Young Jedi Knights books. These were the first young adult novels that they made for Star Wars.
Is that a Mara Jade? A young Mara Jade with that red
I don't
hair?
think so. No, I think it's the
Happy National Redhead Day, by the way, if you're a redhead in the listening audience.
bunch of fucking demons. But anyway, the very first, God damn it, stop doing that. The very first young adult novels they ever did for Star Wars back in the mid 90s. And I think this is a collection of those. And this was interesting because for a very brief time, this was the latest point in the expanded universe timeline were these young Jedi novels, because this was after like the Black Fleet Crisis trilogy and after the Corellian trilogy. And there was nothing after that as far as like canon novels went, except for these young adult novels. And I actually read like one or two of them just because it was part of the expanded universe timeline.
So this was released in 2003 and incorporates the lightsabers, Darkest Night, Jedi Under Siege, all copyrighted in 1996.
96. See what I say? Mid 90s.
There you go.
Then I also got this. This looks like another young adult novel, but this is one of the Journey to the Force Awakens books. And this is Star Wars, The Weapon of a Jedi, a Luke Skywalker adventure.
Oh.
I'm sure you've probably seen that cover before. That thing on the back is pretty interesting looking. So take a look at that. And finally, I got this old school Star Wars question and answer book about space. This is one that you could tell was definitely printed in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And
where have I seen this? Did I have this?
You might have.
I might have had this. This looks really, really familiar.
Yeah. Another thing that Kristen paid cents for at a thrift store.
There's early indication that R2 could fly.
Yeah.
You can see that.
So yeah, they try and get into a little bit of the science of space. It's for kids.
Yeah.
Kind of an educational
the
book.
Apollo rocket. I have memories of this book.
Yep.
How are space distances measured?
Yep. And then last but not least, for a whopping 35 cents, she picked me up a VHS copy of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Awesome.
I'll probably never watch this, but it'll be a great decoration for the studio.
Absolutely.
Another piece of vintage
a relic.
Star Wars. Yeah, a relic of a time long past.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's everything that she picked up for me while I was gone. She didn't do a lot of thrift shopping these last 3 months, because if you remember, when I was home for that couple of weeks in between, she got me that massive stack of books. What was it called again, Luke?
The Sacred Jedi Texts.
Yes.
Yeah, the sacred texts. So we will add these to the sacred texts.
So awkward.
And I have one last bullet point, and this we can kind of have a bit of a discussion on if you want, or we can table it for later. But we talked about it a little bit. Within a day of getting home, I started cleaning up the studio here, and I got my Xbox hooked up, my Xbox One, and immediately I hopped right into Battlefront, the original Battlefront 1 from 2015. Because as Dave and I have mentioned before on the show, we put so much time into that thing, and we really did kind of put it off to the side when Battlefront 2 came out, and Battlefront 2 did not meet our expectations.
Right.
And every once in a while, I find myself going back to Battlefront 1, and this time around, man, I was just fucking on. I was having a blast. Dave got on with me yesterday morning, and we were playing a little bit together, and it all kind of started coming back, you know?
Yeah, it was fun. It was potatoes and carrots again.
Yeah. And well, like you even said, like Goose and Maverick together again.
Yeah, that's right.
And Bronco Fett.
No, actually, I think the reference was we were in a map with what's his nuts.
Oh,
that dude who was always in there.
Yeah, the kid that we met on.
No, it wasn't the kid. It was the Ultimate Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate Guerrero. We were always up against him at some point, even before we stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and he's still on there.
Yeah, he's still on there. And Jason said something like, "Oh, you know, hey, I killed him." It's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure he's afraid." He's like, "Oh shit, here's Jason and Dave again."
Yeah.
Yeah, making the Goose and Mavericks. It was funnier when it happened.
You had to be there.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, fuck it. So
I can feel your criticism.
Yeah. And the thing that really struck me about it was
the original Battlefront was in 2004. No, we're talking about the
the remake original. Whatever. You fucking know what we're talking about. You're just being an asshole right now. That's
he
all.
is. He's being a fucking troll because he just wants us to explode about fucking football shit. It's coming.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? God damn it. Oh yeah, I was really surprised by the fact that we haven't had the pouring of the Diet Coke right up to the mic in a while. How many people are still fucking playing it? Because when you and I were playing yesterday morning, we got onto one map, right? Filled up immediately, 10 versus 10. That's right. They're 10 v 10 in Blast. And then something happened. Oh, your controller batteries started
I had
dying.
to replace my controller
and
batteries.
You're like, fuck, we need to back out of this map so I can replace the controller batteries. So we did. We backed out of the map. You replaced them. We hopped back in and got into a completely separate game of 10v10. Like right away. Again, no waiting whatsoever. It was just immediate, right into a whole different game with all different people because we started to recognize the names of the people that we were playing against. So when we hopped out and back in, it was all different names. And it just goes to show how popular that first one still is. Whereas when I went to go play Battlefront 2 a couple nights ago, I was just by myself. We weren't even in a group. I go to play a blast map. I wait, I don't know, a good minute before it pops me in. I'm like, okay, play my map. Map ends brutally, as they always do.
Yeah, God, the fucking game.
And then I'm waiting in the queue for like 5 minutes for another map to start, and it never starts. So I'm like, well, what the fuck? So I just exited. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to sit here and wait to play a shitty multiplayer map.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk more about. We'll talk more after this about Battlefront 2.
Okay,
we can even talk about it during whatever we're gonna do next. But
yeah,
it's one of the things. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it more in a minute. Let's get through my week into football, and then we'll get back into the Star Wars.
Okay, well, I had one more point to add to that. So before we get into the Battlefront discussion, come on, we're not limited for time here. You got to remember.
That's true.
So as I'm playing this, playing Battlefront 1, I'm kind of having these flashbacks to 2015. And it really kind of felt like 2015 all over again, because I don't know how much you remember from that time, but winter of 2015, this was before Force Awakens came out. Battlefront had just come out. We had the Aftermath books. There was so much hype for Star Wars at that point, and it was all positive.
Yeah.
It was so good. That was probably the best time in my life to be a Star Wars fan, was that fall, winter of 2015. Because you had so much hype about Force Awakens. That last trailer came out on that Monday Night Football in October. That was one of the best fucking movie trailers I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
The Battlefront came out. The Battlefront was done so well. It catered perfectly to us old school Star Wars fans with the music and the setting and the graphics. And it was just fucking beautiful. It was perfect. And with the Aftermath books, even though we had a couple of minor issues with the Aftermath books and the author is a fucking douchebag, the book overall was good. It started the new canon, and
it was a good story.
Yeah, and we had
however it was written, and it was a good story though.
Yeah, so I mean, I think back to that point, and this was only 3 fucking years ago, and so much has changed since then. It's like, God, why can't we go back to that where, like, just the hype was just so good and everything was just better.
Yeah, it'll cycle back.
I hope so.
We're load shedding all the haters and the non Star Wars fans, and we'll get back to a point where Star Wars fans are going to go watch a movie and enjoy it because it's Star Wars.
I hope so, because
even us as hardcore fans, we can be critical, and it's what we're here to do. We make a show out of it. Honestly, God, I'm so uncomfortable. It's the worst ever.
Yeah, but that's really all I had to say. Like, I really hope we can get back to a point where we were in that time in 2015, because it was good. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
So, but that's it. That's my week. What about you?
I'm going to finish this post. So, what do the notes say? Oh, so I alluded to it earlier. We're just recently past Halloween. I just wanted to throw a quick shout out to. There was a lot of on the All Things Star Wars
Sidebar Cantina.
Let me start over. Yes, on a Sidebar Cantina.
Should I note the time and just edit that out?
Edit that out. Just please fix it in post if you could. I don't know. It's been a long day.
You did work today.
I did work today. Ooh, a bug. Now it's dead. But I'm easily distracted.
Squirrel.
I'm not even drinking. That's what's pathetic. I'm like this flighty without even alcohol.
Yeah, neither am I. And this is odd for me recording in the studio without alcohol.
That's all right. We'll get back to our evil ways. Anyway, so I just wanted to recognize all of our fans and listeners that had posted their Halloween costumes, and there were some great fucking Halloween costumes, especially we saw in the cantina, and with our the people that we've made friends with outside of the cantina and our Facebook friends with. Awesome stuff. Gotta love. I'm not a Halloween guy. I'm really not, but I do enjoy some good cosplay with Star Wars, and there was some great costumes out there. So
yeah, they're always just so every year. Man.
Shout out to that, and it does speak to the popularity of Star Wars, even regardless of anything that's happening, not being 2015. But everybody who's out there still supporting the cause and getting dressed up in slave Leias and New Hope Leias and getting the buns on. New Hope Leia is the hottest by far.
You talking with like the almost see-through white?
With the white. And she's like leaning on the side.
No bra.
Ain't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Yeah, bitch. So anyway, that was the big thing, because honestly, I haven't done anything Star Wars related in the past week. And
you played Battlefront with me.
I did. I guess it counts.
Yeah.
The one day, and we talked about it last week. I got some Star Wars stuff. It's been crazy. It's so I'm still figuring out my battle rhythm for everything that's going on, and it's still very, very surreal. The work thing, even though I should be used to it by now, but it's still figuring it out and trying to figure out fucking calculus, which is the worst ever. So
hooray.
I'm tired of spending my weekends fucking doing homework. Honestly, I can't wait till this is over. Says the idiot who's also kicking around the idea of doing his master's degree for some stupid reason. Anyway, so I wanted to tell this. It's just because it's fucking funny. So
okay,
we on Saturday. So I'm trying to think. October 27th. When did we record last?
Jesus.
It was before Halloween, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was before Halloween. So we had a Halloween party at the lodge. Nothing big costume wise or anything like that. Nothing really to come out of it.
No Game of Thrones like the year before?
No, it was not.
That's a shame.
It just wasn't as much fun without you and Kristen there. So had that party, and then we were supposed to go to another Halloween party for my wife's work, but they rescheduled. So we ended up having that party on Saturday. So another Halloween party. Wife and I dressed up as gnomes. Kathy made these like gnome costumes.
They were good costumes. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, she sewed all that herself.
Oh, nice.
Aside from that ugly ass fucking flannel, that was a Walmart thing, which I'm burying in the yard right next to this fucking thing. So we ended up how am I even going to do this? I had an idea for how I'm going to bring this into the thing, but so I ended up we went to this party, and it's always a good time at with her work peeps, and there was karaoke.
All right.
So I ended up singing karaoke, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't sang karaoke probably since the senior NCO Academy in like 2010. If it was any sooner than that, it was probably in Okinawa or something like that.
Sure.
Which I think the last time I did karaoke in Okinawa might have been 2009. So it's been easily 8 years since I fucking sang karaoke. And I can't even say like I went there and had like a bunch of fucking drinks or anything else. I had one beer to go with my wings. And that was it. I find myself fucking singing karaoke. Now, we got to rewind in this story. Somehow, in the car ride over, we get to talking about like, and in fact, I can't even remember how it came up. But we started talking about the South Park episode where Cartman has Jennifer Lopez like on her hand, right? So it's when it was like this. Oh, those are chocolate kisses.
I'm Puerto Rican.
And so So we have that Jennifer Lopez, and he has an uncommental like this. Oh, see. Right? So I start doing that in the car, and it was going back and forth, and we're laughing and stuff. So we get to the party, we get out to karaoke, and I don't want to fucking sing. I don't. So I said to Kathy, like, I'm not singing unless I can sing the whole song like Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my God.
So she fucking goes and she gets the guy running the karaoke machine to put Jenny on the block on. So now I have to do a 2.5-minute song, if not longer, singing like this. Oh, see. So I wish, I don't know who's recorded it or anything else, but just if you can imagine, like, over the music for Jenny from the Block. Oh, talking like this. Oh, it's the most racist thing ever. Oh. But it's not racist because the taco flavor kisses. Yeah. So,
oh my God,
it's so horrific, and it was so fucking loud, and they're in the middle of a goddamn development. You picture like putting this giant speaker system doing karaoke in your backyard, and what your neighbors would think when somebody sing like this. Oh, see. It's just. But I did that, and then I think I did Living on a Prayer, doing the AC/DC fucking singer, like screaming it.
Yeah.
So I screamed a song for that long, and then I like whatever happens, and I get a microphone. If you like, I hate it. I hate public speaking. I hate anything else, but you can fake it fairly effectively.
Sure.
Like I do it when I was teaching, like I'm never really comfortable in front of people. Even with this, there's a little bit of build up to it. Even though I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
But so for whatever reason, if I know I need to do it, then I'll get into a mode and I can roll with it. And I use humor and voices to kind of compensate for that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I didn't sing any of those karaoke songs in my real voice. I sang it in some other, like, here's Contra Dave's voice. Woohoo, we're gonna sing like this.
Oh
and so I did a whole song like that, and then we did actually the closest one to my own voice was probably American Pie, because I know all the words to that.
Jeez.
So, but yeah, it's like screaming through Bon Jovi, and then like the My Ding-a-Ling song.
Yes.
Chuck Berry. That came on, and the karaoke fucking machine wasn't even displaying the words. And it was me and this guy Rob. We're singing the words. I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from. It was like pouring out of my brain. Like, I guess I've heard the full song before.
Yeah.
Did you know that's a 12-minute long song?
Holy
it's
shit.
Ridiculous. It's longer than fucking American Pie. We're singing it, and it's just like, there's more. Like, okay, it's got to be done now. No, there's more. It was fucking ridiculous, and we just sang through the whole thing. It took what?
I was gonna say, if this whole caravan actually happens for the listeners coming out to New Jersey, I know what we're doing when you guys are here.
I'll need beer or something. It's not something I would do willingly, but
it'll be supplied.
Apparently, once it starts, it's
once it hits your lips.
Once it hits your lips. So anyway, yeah, it was a weekend of voices. I was doing my voice work, and Kathy absolutely refused to let me sing something as Hank Hill, because I was kind of curious. So, because that's like, I'm like, oh man, this would be great. I'm going to sing one of these as Hank Hill. She's like, no. She's fine with Jennifer Lopez, and she's fine with fucking screaming and everything else. But God forbid if I sang a song as Hank Hill. Can you imagine? I'm going to sing karaoke as Hank Hill.
I could only imagine. Oh my God.
What's Tom saying? Am I a designated driver? Well, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Uber though. We could Uber XL it to wherever it is where we're gonna go.
Yeah, something tells me he's probably not a drinker. So
he's valified. Fucking hell, man, Jesus. Maybe I need to talk like this the whole time. Big Lovin' starts rapping. It's not good. That's the best part of it. It's not supposed to be good.
No.
It's fucking. It's more fun when it's not good. So anyway, that was my week. It was full of Jennifer Lopez and voice work and everything else. It was we had a good time. But the way it led into the whole Jenny from the Block and telling her I won't do it unless I can sing it like that,
and she did,
and then she queued it up
wow.
for Jenny from the Block. So
wow.
I'm sure.
I'm sure you made quite the impression.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I've known most of those people for a while, so
that's good.
I don't know that they've ever seen me like that though, especially not being inebriated.
Yeah. When I saw your Jenny from the Block note in here,
you were curious about what that was,
I'm like,
right?
What the fuck is he talking about?
It was a memory jogger for me.
Yeah.
So and I knew that wouldn't give anything away. So anyway, and if my wife were, she's probably just finishing up work, and I'm sure she would chime in on how silly it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for my week.
Okay.
Let's move on to the football portion.
Yes, let's do, because God, we've got a lot to talk about with my Michigan.
Your Michigan.
Yeah.
Your Michigan. What was the score of the game, Jason?
Oh, I don't remember. You know,
Tell me, Jason?
It was a busy weekend, you know, especially Saturday.
Yeah, especially since you didn't watch the game.
I don't have cable.
I told you I'd provide a login.
I was busy.
You were, because you don't give a shit about Michigan fucking football. You are a fraud.
I know that
college football fraud.
I know that we're number 4 now in the nation. So so anyway, carry on with our week in football.
42-7 ish. Donald Solsky's here to help you.
Oh, okay, thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
Attention.
I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember the exact number.
So the irony of the Michigan Penn State game is that silence from the audience while the game was going on. I mentioned it at halftime. Like, I'm surprised there's not a lot of shit talking going on here.
Yeah.
Because it looked like Penn State could make a game of it, maybe going into the halftime. It was close enough where, if they picked it up, and then it fucking fell all the shit.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
So Michigan comes in there as the better team. Like, just based solely on rank, right?
Yeah, you said it last week too. You expected them to win.
Yeah.
Based on,
I didn't want them to, but I expected them to.
Yeah,
because I'm not one of those fans. However, so there's videos out there, and it have been kindly presented to the group.
Carry on.
It's not the same when it's not alcohol or Diet Coke.
I know it doesn't make much fizz.
Yeah, there's
what if I do this
behind it? It's definitely louder. Oh, if you didn't have to pee before, folks, you're going to have to now. So,
carry on.
I love that Tom Jensen now is a fucking Michigan fan all of a sudden, just because he knows it's going to rile me up. So, based on everything that was put out, I dislike people in general, right?
We've gathered that.
This is a thing.
That's no secret here on the show.
Now, I don't like Michigan. I really don't. I dislike the Buckeyes even more. So it's one of those things where, like, okay, if Michigan beats Ohio State, then okay, they beat Ohio State, and that makes me happy. And if Michigan beats Michigan State too, because Michigan State and Penn State used to be rivals. They used to play they had the trophy. It was called the I want to say the landowner trophy, but then that seems more like a racist thing.
That does sound very
the land grant trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't do that anymore. No more jugs of water, apparently. Yeah, I expected that Jason to have a big. You didn't travel home with that fucking water bottle that you used for what? How many months?
3.
Jesus Christ. No bacteria at all, folks.
It was fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, that fucking bullshit where Michigan decides they're going to do the We Are Penn State thing going into that one kickoff. Fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. When you come into the stadium at Penn State for a whiteout or anything else, like we're not fucking doing some shit like that. Like, there's gamesmanship and there's shit with the fans and everything else, but that's just a fucking asshole move. And it's, what it stems from? This whole revenge tour. Like, anybody watch College Game Day or anything else, and Michigan is on this revenge tour from last year. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is your motivator? Revenge? It's revenge against the teams that beat you last year. Revenge for what? You make it seem like, oh, well, we were the better team and we were wrong somehow. That's what you get revenge for. You get revenge for if, like, some fucker, dumped your sister And then you go like, well, you hurt my sister. I'm going to go fucking beat you up. You know, that's revenge. You know, you've been wrong some sort of way. And now that somebody's going to enact revenge. No,
Right.
What you did was you fucking lost to the better team last year. That's what happened. And now you're going to seek revenge because you need some gay shit to fucking stand behind so that your team can be motivated. So that fucking your boy Jim John fucking Billy Bob Harbaugh can fucking have like, this is how I'm going to rally my fucking team. Why can't you just have a good fucking football team and go win football games? Why can't you do that? Why do you have to fucking have this moniker of the revenge tour? And then you have to like, oh, it has to all of a sudden turn into a thing. Oh, so why? ESPN can have a fucking soundbite? So they have something they could put a story up about? Like, oh, here's my fucking, long-haired fruitcake fucking defensive end who got another sack. Hooray! Because it's the revenge tour. Fuck you. And okay, show up and what's going to happen at State College next year when fucking Michigan shows up in State College? Oh, it's okay in the big house. We're going to go ahead and disrespect the fucking team and be a bunch of douchebags because it's the revenge tour and you feel like you fucking are allowed to. Whatever. So when Penn State does the same shit next season and fucking stomps your little monkey dicks into the fucking ground, then are you going to fucking cry about it? Are you going to be a bunch of fucking whiny bitches? Is Harbaugh going to throw his fucking headset and shit his fucking pants like he does every other fucking game when he loses because he's a fucking whiny bitch? Him and Urban Meyer could go fucking jerk each other off, and Harbaugh can cure his fucking Urban Meyer's goddamn brain cancer with his fucking jizz, and they both can go fucking fall in a pit of lava because all of them are fucking douchebags. I hate it. The superior team won that game. There's in no shape or form should Penn State come back next season and say, well, this is a revenge game because we got our dicks kicked in. Yeah, you got your dicks kicked in because you played like shit. So let me move on to my next fucking point before you even have a chance to say anything, because nothing you say is going to be relevant about fucking college football anyway. So don't bother.
I'm more hung up on the semen curing brain cancer thing.
Obviously.
We'll come back to that.
So this Penn State team this year, somebody posted something. I think it was Tom or it was, Orange Jacket guy or whoever. It might have been fucking one of these Michigan faggots. I'm angry now.
Clearly.
So let me tell you what this fucking. I'm not a Franklin fan when it comes to the Penn State. I'm really not. I wasn't a fan when they brought him in. I think he misused Christian Hackenberg. He had a established system from the SEC that he decided he was going to break to the Big Ten, which I didn't think would be successful. And while they had talent going into this year, they had 2 years where they had superior talent with McSorley, with Saquon Barkley, with Mike Gesicki, with Godwin, with insert other players' names here. Okay. They had a good offense and a above average defense. That's why they won football games. When you lose fucking 3 guys to the fucking NFL draft that go in the first and second rounds, 3 out of that fucking team and a total of 5, you lose to the NFL. That tells you that was a good fucking team, right? If you're fucking dickbag Franklin, all right, what he did this season, what he said, like, I've got a good running back in Sanders. I still have McSorley. I can still run the same fucking offense with these players. No, you can't, shitbag. No, you fucking can't. And you've proved it. How many home games do we have to fucking lose before you make an adjustment? You got a brand new offensive coordinator he's listening to Franklin way too much. This offensive coordinator should have already gone like, no, boss, we can't fucking run these plays like this. We have to make an adjustment. Instead, no, let's just keep making dumb fucking decisions, making turnovers, doing 3 and outs and everything else without it making any adjustments. And because guess what? It's going to work eventually, guys. No, it's not. Not against a team that you're not supposed to beat anyway. You pull out all the fucking stops. You make all the adjustments. You don't fucking run the same dumb plays that you've been running for the 3 losses. You got away with one against Iowa. Iowa was a better fucking team. And you got away with one. That doesn't validate the fact that this scheme that with this offense fucking sucks. And we got Tommy Stevens. This is all Penn State central, obviously.
Yeah.
But you got Tommy Stevens, who is the heir apparent to McSorley, who's not the same fucking running back. Oh, yeah, we're going to put a wrinkle in our offense by putting our fucking backup quarterback in there and then have him run the fucking ball. How about, hey, this is a fucking tall guy with a big arm. How about we throw it down the field? How about some basic football plays? Can we do that? No, we can't. So enjoy your win, Michigan. Enjoy it. You beat an inferior Penn State team, and you got your revenge. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. But it's going to be the last. It's going to be the last. Because Michigan's going to show up in fucking State College, and Harbaugh's going to shit himself like he usually does. And I'll screenshot every single piece of spit that's flying out of Harbaugh's mouth, his fucking headset flying off his head, him fucking running down the field in his fucking khaki pants. Oh, yeah. Fuck Harbaugh. Fuck Michigan and trans.
The 49ers won.
Oh, yeah.
With that Nick Mullins or whatever rookie quarterback that was that they had. I mean, they beat up on the Raiders, which again is like me beating up a handicapped person. But hey, it was a nice win, you know. So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, with your this kid that you picked up off the fucking scout team, right? It was on your scout team.
Yeah, and he went out, threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, it's going to be a shame when they fucking run into an actual football team and get their dicks kicked in.
Yeah. But hey, we got to take these highs when we can get them, right?
All right, so let's get back to the college football. I don't really care about the NFL because my beloved Eagles were on a fucking bye. So your Raiders contingent is now chiming in.
Oh yes.
So we had Army versus Air Force this weekend, and the Commander Cup trophy was at stake, which I thought Air Force had already won. Apparently, wrong. I was wrong because the things that I saw, apparently the Commander's Cup trophy was. Anyway, so Air Force loses the game. Boo. I'm not that broke up about it. But this is what I am broke up about. Along the same lines of fucking taking things too far, I guess. So I don't know if you saw the stories. Yeah, right. I take everything too far. It's my thing. Not necessarily. I don't like extremism except for when it comes to sports, apparently. Excuse me. Fansurfer cannot play guys with 3 elbows anymore. It's got 3 elbows. Never heard that before.
That sounds awkward.
So Army beats Air Force. Apparently, before the Air Force game, Army cadets sneak into this Army colonel's house where the Air Force mascot, it's called a Griff Falcon, like GRP.
That the same one that Bronco Fett held hostage for a while?
No, that was a full size like mascot. This is an actual bird.
Oh shit!
This is a real bird.
Oh, I thought you were talking to a dude in a costume or the costume itself. But
so the cadets go in there. They take the bird, and apparently, and I haven't seen it. The only thing I saw today was out of the Air Force Times. It says that basically the same thing that happened when the story came out on Sunday, that they might have to euthanize this fucking bird because the wings were broken, and because it won't be able to fly and feed itself, they're going to have to euthanize a fucking 22-year-old extremely rare falcon. So way to go, Army cadets. So there's a huge difference between if I'm going to go, I don't know, like Navy has a goat, right? That's their mascot, right? They parade some goat out there. It's a 4-legged goat. Kind of tough to break a goat's legs unless you fucking like throw it in the back of your pickup truck and drive it around fucking, downtown, wherever, like a bunch of fucking rednecks and toss the thing out the back. Then you probably hurt a goat. But a bird is pretty fucking delicate. And you're going to go in there. Birds, this is a falcon, a no shit falcon. It requires special handling, everything else. And you're going to fucking take this thing because, oh yeah, it's a good old fashioned prank. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is why the fucking Army's filled with fucking idiots. And oh, by the way, the Army leadership, these cadets are going to be that are fucking idiots that would not have the good sense, but like, okay, we're going to pull a prank and oh, maybe we don't fucking hurt this bird to the point where it's going to have to get fucking killed. A 22-year-old extremely rare bird that because of this fucking bullshit, because Army felt the need to go break into some colonel's house to take this fucking bird. And now they're going to have to euthanize it.
That sucks.
Huge difference. Huge fucking difference. Have some goddamn sense. Or no, you know what? Just be Army guys and fucking do something retarded. Yeah, good job. Good job, Army. Now, I don't even give a fuck about the game. I really don't. And I really didn't have an opinion about it. And I was going to say something funny until this fucking story broke. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Come on. Yep. Again, it like unless you're going to fucking chain a goat to the back of a goddamn pickup truck and drag it around, or a bulldog or some other bullshit or whatever. How about I stick an M80 up the stupid donkey that's the Army fucking mascots thing? I don't give a shit if you have to pee or not. You can pee yourself. I don't care. Yeah. I just that shit just it's too much. It's too fucking much. Yeah. That's another.
It's one of those things where they probably thought, oh yeah, this is going to be hilarious. Yeah. And they didn't think
whatever.
Like
it wasn't
30 seconds into the future.
It wasn't mentioned during the game at any point. It wasn't mentioned before or after the game until they talked about how the fact that this bird is like basically in critical condition. They put it on the flight back with the Air Force team to go back to Colorado Springs to see doctors. And the only thing that's come out of it is that the bird's probably going to have to be euthanized. That's fucking bullshit. That's taking it too fucking far. Stop it. Stop it. Use some fucking sense. It's a goddamn bird. Like, unless even parakeets, even if you had grabbed a fucking bunch of parakeets and tried to steal them, I'm sure they'd go into shock and die. I mean, let's face it, parakeets will fucking die if you blow on them funny. But
yeah,
I don't know. That shit fucking pissed me off. And if you haven't heard of it, Google it. Google Air Force Falcon. And it'll come up. It's been in Air Force Times. It was on all over Facebook and everything else. So I don't know. Yeah. All right. Why don't you go do your thing?
Yeah. All right. So that being said, if we're done with the football portion, before we get into the main topic today.
Well, I'm not done with the football portion because we have to speak briefly.
Well, let's finish football before the break.
All right. So just in effort of not to take anything away from just because I'm mad about the Army shit and fuck Michigan. It doesn't take away from the fact that Boise State beat their arch rivals. They beat BYU.
Yes.
I know Bronco Fett was at the game. There, I'll tell you what. And again, I'll push all that negativity behind me. How much fun is it to see Bronco Fett at those fucking games?
Oh, it's great.
It's fucking great. I love it. I love seeing him. I love seeing the Vader or Bronco Vader and Orange Jacket guy.
Yep.
And they had the guy with the horse head on it was a orange and blue horse head.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to see it live. I only saw the stuff that Bronco Fett had posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
And some of the clips that other guys were showing. I love it. It just makes me so happy to see him out there and he's doing his thing. He's dancing and they're showing him on ESPN and everything. And I just think it's fucking great.
Though
and,
I do want to say that there was one screenshot where he had his helmet off. Like he had his helmet off and his face exposed and it propped back. That might get you kicked out of the 501st if you do something like that. So
is he in the 501st?
No,
he's not.
I'm just saying, like,
hey, look, give the guy his screen time. He deserves it.
Oh yeah,
that thing's got to be hot, especially when you're all fucked. That was a hell of a game too, by the way. That I would have liked to have seen that game live. Honestly, I'd rather watch that than the fucking Penn State bullshit.
Yeah.
That was fucking aggravating.
Yeah, and one of these days, Bronco Fett's got to explain to us why such hatred for BYU. Because I always knew about his hatred for Steve Young, but I'm assuming this goes back to BYU. And
I'm sure. Well, I think he alluded to it before, but in an effort to not to talk about
personal stuff,
politics, religion, and other things on the pod, we'll save that for more. Mando Mercs, is that the group you're in, Bronco? All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. So are you done with football?
Star Wars.
All right. So before we get back into our main topic, we are going to take a quick break and be right back after this word from our sponsor.
Hurry up. I got to go too. I'm almost out of Diet Coke. I only brought 3 cans. Son of a bitch.
I'm just shocked you didn't bring a whole 12 pack and just keep it in here.
Well, I need it for work because I bring my lunch to work. I stopped at the house.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, buy a whole.
I will for next time.
Studio like you were doing before.
I will for next time. God. God. Oh shit.
What'd you get?
Fucking 501st isn't just Imperials. Like at least the groups that are around here, the 501st basically is made up of all the cosplay people. I mean, it's mostly stormtroopers and shit like that, but they got some Jedi wandering around in there too. It's kind of whatever. Is what it is. But god damn it, leave the fucking army shits. So fucking annoying. So the Mando Mercs, that's basically the Mando version of 501st. I dig it. That's cute. So, this one I don't remember. I like, what do I want to do to kill time? Honestly, I could sing. What is this fucking? I was saying chocolate kisses. I could do Jenny from the Block for a good 5 minutes. Oh man, I fucking the problem with here's the problem with doing voices. The when you do them for a long time, it gets stuck. I talked about it before, like when I do Hank, and if I talk like Hank for a while, then Hank stays because it's kind of in here. So when you're doing it, it kind of gets stuck. Oh,
It's all Hank.
yes. And then we could do Jennifer Lopez. I don't know, how would I do Hank versus Jenny, like a epic rap battle, Hank versus Jenny?
That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I'd have to script some shit though. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Yes. You got to go?
Yes.
All right. I'll entertain the troops while you're gone.
Oh my god. Everything hurts.
Oh, while he's doing that, actually, we're going to move this over. Try not to spill his soda on his iPad. Yes, I'm wearing PJ pants and fucking whatever you call it stuff, long johns, because I'm still on leave and I'm just gonna relax. And I'm all about the comfy clothes for right now. So, in anticipation of the next segment of the show, all right, so I'm gonna go like this. That there. Can you see it all right? The fucking glare. That's the Trivial Pursuit, if you couldn't tell. This fucking thing. All right, let me get caught up on the chat because I've barely been able to look at the chat the entire show. I want to join the 501st. Like Don, you mentioned the cosplay. I think we mentioned this before on the show. I want to get like a full stormtrooper outfit, and I'd love to join like one of the Jersey 501st groups. Apparently they're pretty expensive though, the full shebang. And the 501st, I was looking at their website. They only take like very specific armor, like outfits. Like it can't be like some cheapo knockoff shit. It has to be a full, legitimate, approved fucking stormtrooper gear or whatever you decide to dress up as for them to accept you. So they're pretty strict, but at the same time, I would love to do it. After my experience last year when I was Kylo Ren for Halloween and fucking everybody was like all over me, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I got to do this.
He's just an attention whore.
I am.
Really what it comes down to.
Really, and I fully admit that. So, all right, are we ready to start, or do you need anything else? Should we talk about the ground rules before we actually get back to the podcast?
No, we can do it on the podcast.
All right, because yeah, we didn't.
We've got time.
We haven't figured out like how we're gonna score this thing, so we'll. All right, so what time we got?
1932.
1930. So I'll say 1933 that we're back. Give me about 20 seconds of silence, and we'll roll right into it.
Whip, 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 stir.
And we're back.
Which one did you play?
Nothing. I mean, nobody.
Oh, you fucker. God damn it.
Oh, this is just make Dave angry
Fucking
today.
asshat. God damn it.
So, as promised, as you probably saw in the title of the podcast, we are doing our Trivial Pursuit, Star Wars Trivial Pursuit rematch.
Jesus Christ.
As you may or may
How
not
many are we doing?
Well, I brought out all 3 boxes, just more for show.
For aesthetically
Yeah. But
pleasing purposes.
If you remember, Dave won our last official match about a year ago at this time. So we figured, it's a good thing to do when we get back into the studio and listener, you recommended that we do this. So
all right, it's a little bit
Wait,
of noise there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so anyway, he recommended that we do a rematch of our Trivial Pursuit. And I figured, fuck it.
Why
our
not?
First episode in the studio, that'd be a perfect thing to do.
Big Love said it was Wally. Thank God you guys are out there, because otherwise, how would we keep our shit together?
Yeah, I have no idea. So
real quick before we get started with that,
sure.
I specifically wore some stuff for Bronco Fett, because I know he commented in the last episode I wasn't wearing my sweet what the fuck is it called?
The salute.
Salute service.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. Oh God, I am having a stroke. So I got my sweet Eagles salute service hat, and this is actually last year's salute to service jacket.
Right.
That my good friend Ann Bobby hooked me up with. So thank you, Annie, for hooking me up with the jacket.
Yeah.
And the only thing I don't like about this jacket, I'm not super like, this seems like, I know it's like the fucking Marine birthday coming up, and goddamn, those fucking Marines are so goddamn excited about their fucking birthday. Really, guys? I mean, come on, really?
Well, you got to remember we work with a guy who was a Marine. And
I know, and you have to do the fucking trivia at the scheduling desk, and you get a fucking prize or whatever.
Yeah, he always went above and beyond for the Marine birthday.
Stop doing coke before the fucking in between things. Anyway, so yeah, I'm wearing some salute to service stuff today. I didn't wear my sweatshirt because this is actually more like a rain jacket, if you can hear it. So, and it's been raining. So
yes,
rather than wear a sweatshirt, I wear this. So here we go.
Excellent.
And I was going somewhere else with that. Oh, so yesterday, driving back, we went to the art museum real quick before we dropped Kate off at the at school.
Yeah.
And texting back and forth with John as we're coming back, and John sent me a link to like the salute to service gear. He's like, oh, check out the sweet gear, right? So he sent me a link to the Eagle stuff. I happen to be wearing said hat and said Eagle sweatshirt at the time that he's basically sending me the link to. I'm like, yeah, isn't that stuff great? And then I like waited like a minute and then like took a selfie so you could see the stuff. And it was just like, yep, already one step ahead of you, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
I just thought it was fun. It was funny as it was happening, because I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Already got it.
That's good.
All
right. Can we move on from football now? I'm sure we've already lost a bunch of listeners who don't care about football whatsoever. So
whatever.
Trivial Pursuit. So Dave won the last one. Hopefully I can get my run back. We haven't decided how the hell we're going to do this. All we know for sure is that we have a bunch of cards. Now, what I was thinking was we have an unopened pack of cards. And we've also got the bonus fucking episode 1 cards from this little special edition thing. Remember how we had said, yeah, it comes with a special episode 1 pack of cards. So we've got these that are unopened. I looked through the other boxes. We don't have any other unopened packs.
Okay.
So I figured we could pop the cherry on these.
Yeah.
Use those today since we know that they're untainted, unlooked at.
Yep. We're going to leave this in the background for aesthetic purposes?
We can, unless you think it's too cramped. Oh, fuck. What happened to our soundboard?
I don't know. I may or may not have pressed something while you were talking.
God damn it, Dave.
Did the throne room stuff go off?
No, hold on.
It auto-corrected. I put Donka and it auto-corrected to Danica. Fuck you, iPad.
Like the racer?
Or like my niece.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the glare is kind of fucked.
So we gotta keep talking. I'll take care of it.
So what I figure we'll do is we'll play to what? maybe do 20 questions, and whoever has the highest score after we do 20 total questions wins. And if it's a tie, then we do 21. No, because what we were doing last time was we would each pick a card, and we each pick like what we thought was the hardest question
Off of said card.
Yeah. So I don't know. Fuck it. Let's just do 10 each.
Yep.
And I'll keep track of score. And we'll, if after we each do 10, if it's a fucking tie, then we'll figure out a tiebreaker. Yeah.
There we go. See?
Should we bust out the episode 1?
Why not?
Sneak preview. This was actually before episode 1 came out.
All right, this is way too intrusive. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Move it back a little bit.
That's
good.
good.
Things are gonna come crashing down.
Yeah, it'll be great for the video.
All the noise too.
So yeah, keep in mind that this came out in like 98. We talked about this before when we did the Trivial Pursuit, where these special edition gold looking Trivial Pursuits, these came out in like 98 before Phantom Menace came out, but they came out with these sneak preview episode 1 packs. So trying not to actually look at the cards themselves. So all right, how about it feels like there's about 10 in here. So you want to take like 3 of the episode 1s each, and then like 7 from the.
Well, why don't we just do like boom, 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 boom? We'll just pick.
Oh, sure.
We'll just pick one at a time. That way we're not fucking getting our dick beaters on a a whole bunch of cards at once. Especially since my hands still have fucking P and also wing stuff on them.
Yummy.
Less P. More wings.
God, I hope so. I can't get this fucking thing open.
Here.
Here, you do it.
I was gonna say it won't be the first time I pull a knife on you.
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
Don't take any of the ones from the edge just because they're exposed. I'm just saying when we pick cards.
No shit, Sherlock.
Middle. You're such an asshole, Dave. God.
Why are you always nicer to me when the other rebels aren't around?
Yeah. All right. Do we still have people in the chat?
I don't know.
All right.
7. 3 p.m.
8. I don't know.
Why do I keep getting these fucking political text messages? What the fuck?
Because the elections are tomorrow and people are losing their goddamn minds.
Oh. Hi, it's U.S. Senator candidate. Wait, hang on.
We had people come to our door a couple hours before you got here.
Did you fucking punch him in the throat?
Kristen answered the door. I refused to go out there.
Fuck that. I would have been like, get the fuck off my property, you sack of shit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pull a lightsaber on him.
It would have pulled something. Here, hang on. I'm gonna read this in let's see, Bob Hugan. So I'm gonna read this. Hi, it's U.S. Senate candidate Bob Hugan. Or it could be Huggin, depending on how he pronounces it. Reminding you to vote tomorrow. Vote tomorrow. Polls are open from 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. We're on the verge of making history, but we need your help. He's a Republican candidate running against Menendez.
How is he going to make history?
I don't know. See, all these fucking commies that can't use goddamn military time. There should be really a real push to goddamn make military time like the time.
Yeah.
And make all these fucking people add that can't do it.
Yeah.
It's -12 people. It's not that fucking hard.
I think you'll probably have a better chance of getting the United States to move to the metric system.
So I said the Bob Hugan thing deliberately because I was hoping I would get this response. Because Bronco Fett with his Hulu account has been getting New Jersey fucking political ads. And oh yes, freaking Bob Hugan. I'm sick of hearing him on my phone.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Oh, I bet you can't wait till tomorrow's over there, Tom. So anyway, yes, let's do it.
All right. So who goes first? Because we're each going to do 10, so it really shouldn't matter.
So I was the winner last time, so I choose to defer. So you can go first.
So I'm asking you a question first.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pick one from the episode 1 preview thing because I'm really intrigued as to.
This is when my wife has signed off at this point.
Yeah. What in the fuck?
Oh, come on, let's hear it.
Okay. This is weird. We'll have to talk about some of these questions afterwards, but
why don't we just talk about them while we're going?
Well, here's one. What holy city was Natalie Portman born in?
I'll just knowing that she's Israeli, I'm going to say that she was born in Nazareth. I don't know.
Incorrect. Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
So
Fuck, I wanted Jerusalem.
Yeah, you were there, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kind of questions that are on these cards because this is
because there was no fucking context in the movie. They didn't want to give any of that shit away.
And I'll be goddamned if I'm going to ask you what role does Frank Oz reprise in episode 1? Yeah, fuck you. All right, so no points for Dave.
All right, are you keeping score here?
Yes.
So far, I can't take the top one. You said, right? Well,
no. Keep this on there to cover up the fucking answers, asshat.
Yeah. All right, which side has?
I really thought you were going to say Jerusalem too.
Okay, now what do I click? I was trying to think of Jerusalem, but I was like, I'm running through all that. It's like it's not Tel Aviv. It's not. Fuck.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks.
Yeah.
And getting anthrax shots suck. No. God damn it. This sucks.
Is that a question? Episode 1 is my answer.
Oh, wrong.
Oh,
no points for Jason.
Damn it.
These are all way too easy. What episode 1 star? I wanted to say episode I. What episode 1 star did George Lucas describe as the perfect young Harrison Ford?
It's got to be Ewan McGregor, right?
Yeah.
That's.
But why? Why?
What do you mean why?
Is
that the question, or
it's Ewan McGregor? But he played fucking Obi-Wan,
right?
Not Harrison Ford. Why even make? What context is that in?
Say the question again.
What episode 1 star did George Lucas describe as the perfect young Harrison Ford? There's no context to that question.
Yeah, but I still got it right.
Whatever.
So 1 point.
Cheating.
All right, we're going to take a step away from these episode 1 cards, and I'm just going to pick.
Oh, why not? You mean you don't want to ask what episode 1 planet is comprised entirely of a city?
Yeah. You'll probably get this, but I really want to ask you anyway.
We don't look at the chat because these guys are answering the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. These questions are horrible. Whose idea was this? Wally. We're talking to you, Wally. If this part of the show flops, it's all your fault.
All right, this is where you really get to show off your Star Wars chops.
All right, here we go.
All right. What cell was Princess Leia imprisoned in aboard the Death Star?
Oh, fuck.
Come on, you got to know this.
Hang on. Oh, man, there's so many words in my head right now.
Don't look at the chat.
It was detention block AA23. The cell number was... Fuck!
Truncate silence. I'll take all this out.
God damn it.
While Dave is thinking.
While fucking smoke is pouring out my ears. There's like, it's like the Hangover when all the fucking numbers and shit are like swinging by. They're at the blackjack table. Like that's what's happening in my brain right now. I'd fuck it. I don't know.
2187.
Fuck! God damn it! Goddamn throat.
He's gonna shoot me. Oh god! Oh god! Not the guys. You have to hold down the bottom trigger first to get the.
That was some weak shit happening.
Oh god!
Oh, you know why? Because I didn't let the wheel spin up.
Dave is very angry and he's trying to shoot me with a Nerf gun right now. Okay, so
do I get partial credit for getting the detention fucking?
No, that was not part of the card.
God damn it!
But you get to go now. 3827, Tom, was the that was the trash compactor they were in, or the door number for the trash compactor that they were in. It was 3827. Where are we?
I'm fucking reloading this magazine because I'm definitely going to end up shooting you more than once in this fucking during this game.
I don't think I've done anything wrong. I just merely asked you a question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. No. No.
He watched me break the seal on all of these.
Uh-huh.
So,
Dude, no. What? All right. This is probably the best one on this fucking card.
all right.
What items of Stormtrooper armor did Luke and Han keep after escaping from the trash compactor?
Of the armor?
Mm-hmm. I know the answer, but it's... Yeah. Why couldn't I have gotten
Now,
this one?
the guns are not considered part of their armor, right? They're blasters? No, see, that's bullshit if it's the blasters.
I would agree that would be bullshit.
Because I'm thinking, so this is my thought process right now. I'm thinking either the belt, because they're not wearing any other fucking Stormtrooper armor. So it would either be the belt, if it's an actual piece of armor, or it's the fucking blasters. The blasters would be bullshit, but I bet that's the fucking answer because they kept their blasters. Yeah, I'm gonna say the blasters.
It's the belt.
Ah, damn it!
Remember? They're buckling the belts when they come through.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
And that's why Luke has the fucking...
God damn it. I talked myself out of it.
So here's how bullshit this fucking card is, right? That was the hardest question on this card. Here's the next hardest.
Mm-hmm.
What color was Yoda's skin?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fucking game is bullshit.
Well, after 4 cards, it's Jason 1. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dave 0. He's going to shoot me if he doesn't get this next one. All right. So.
Keep that right there. Oh,
are you really kidding me? Is that really a fucking question?
I don't know. Ask him. We'll find out. Docking Bay 94.
Oh, you're going to hate me for this one.
Oh, I probably am.
What borrowed item was the chief Ewok carrying in the Ewok village? Obviously, we're talking about Return of the Jedi. What borrowed, in quotations, what borrowed item was the chief Ewok carrying in the Ewok village?
Luke's lightsaber.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a lightsaber. Oh, jeez. Oh, God, right in the jaw. Oh, he got me in the face. All right, I guess I
hope so. I was aiming for it.
I'll allow this one. So Dave gets a point. So we're at 1-1 right now. After
God
5
right, I got a point.
questions.
Did somebody get that? Good.
All right, you're up.
All right. Fucking come on, give me something here. Look, if I can't be funny, I'm just gonna be angry. All right. No.
But ironically, angry is funny. So for the rest of us, at least.
No. That might be the one.
All right.
So let's see. No. No. That's a good one, though.
All right.
That's a good one, too. This is a good card. So I'm going to go with what duo knelt to welcome the Emperor to the second Death Star? Quiet in the audience.
Well, I mean, obviously one of them was Vader. The other one was that fucking that Imperial officer. Fuck, what was that guy's name? It's the same fucking asshole Vader was talking to earlier in the movie. The Emperor's coming here.
Well, double our outfits.
Yeah. Hold on. What did he call him? I'm here to put you back on schedule.
Only he said his name.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't know if he did say his name. I don't know if his name was ever spoken in that movie.
I don't think it was, honestly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God. General Veers was the guy from fucking Empire.
We got the audience stumped. They're usually jumping in with this, jumping in with these. I wouldn't have gotten this either, by the way.
I don't know. Paleon. Vader and Paleon.
Nope.
Damn
It is Moff Jerjerrod
How do you spell that?
with a J.
Moff Jerjerrod.
That's how I said it.
That's weird.
All right.
Yeah,
So, a couple of good ones on this card. I just want to throw them out there.
yeah.
What was C-3PO's 3-word response when startled by Jabba's door scanner?
My goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious me.
Goodness gracious.
So
me.
close. Who had a droid in charge of his labor pool? That's pretty easy.
Droid in charge of his labor pool.
Where did these go?
I got them piled here. All right. So after 6 questions, 3 each.
Jabba the Hutt. Remember? You'll make a fine addition to his master's.
Yeah. I don't know why I was queuing in on Lando, but Dynamite Taste. That's got to go on the soundboard.
It's a dynamite taste. He did say Lando, so
Yeah.
we got to get back. Dude, come on, we're not going to studio rust off here.
Yep.
We need that as a soundbite.
Yes. But do we need you doing it, or do we do the actual commercial?
Could do both. Could be me screaming over the actual commercial.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Docking Bay 94.
This is fucking stupid.
Remember, you watched him break the seal on those cards. So
Even that's easy. God damn it.
Like so swishy.
Like they're all easy.
Colt 45, malt liquor. It's a dynamite taste.
This is such fucking horse shit.
It's a dynamite taste.
He's gonna get this is probably the most difficult one, but I know Dave will get this. So here we go. What was Luke's call sign on Hoth while on Hoth patrol?
Oh shit. So it's got to be not when he was in the
While on
speeder.
Hoth patrol.
So it has to be when they're on the tom-toms.
Tom-toms? Like the
Tom-toms.
like the GPS?
that's a like a Philly accent thing slipping in there. Tom-toms. Tons. I got to my mouth all like this.
Yeah.
I did have a stroke. See, that's what happens. So something I can't answer it. I saw the answer on the chat.
Oh.
Echo 3.
Yeah. So do you want a new question?
I want a new question.
I'm
nothing without my integrity.
Then I want to pick a new card because the rest of this card is
So
fucking
get a new
bullshit.
card. Yeah, get a new card.
Yeah, because I'm not going to ask you what planet's moon did the rebels evacuate before settling on Hoth, or what type of anti-orbital cannon was installed at the rebel base on Hoth.
It's a big boot nipple gun.
Yeah. All right, so we're going for a new card. And hey, fuckers in the chat, quit it.
Wait till at least we answer the question before you answer it.
Yeah.
We all know you're smart. You're probably smarter than us. That's why you're listening to our podcast, because you're smarter than us, and it's entertaining to listen to our nonsense.
Motherfucker, these are all easy too.
Woo!
For fuck's sake. Wait a minute.
What was Han's call sign? Was it Echo 5?
7. Echo 3 to Echo 7.
7.
Han, old buddy.
I had the Han old buddy part, but unfortunately that's not the call sign.
Ooh, this is interesting. Let me just make sure. Ooh.
Let's hear it.
Is that right?
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to ask this and then we'll have a debate about it afterwards.
All right.
Who fired off a single blaster bolt while falling into the Rancor pit? Who fired off a single blaster bolt while falling into the Rancor pit?
So we saw at least 2 people fall in. We saw Boba Fett, obviously, and then we saw Weequay go into the pit. So Let me think for a second. I'm gonna suck my teeth so the truncated silence doesn't.
Yeah. So
you're gonna really see how long I'm actually taking with this.
yeah, don't look at the chat.
Boba Fett.
All right, so your train of thought went the same direction as mine before I actually read the question carefully. That is not correct. The correct answer is Luke Skywalker. Because listen to this question again. Who fired off a single blaster bolt while falling into the Rancor pit?
Rancor, fuck!
I thought the exact same thing when I read. That's why I'm like, is that right? So your head went to the exact same place as mine. All right. So at 8 questions in, we are tied at 1 apiece.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
We are Star Wars experts.
What's happening is this is from having way too much time spent on other shit besides Star Wars.
Yeah.
Our Star Wars knowledge has atrophied. So this is good. This gets us back into it. We're learning what we don't remember.
You know what this means? This means we need to do a movie marathon at some point.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I like everything you just said. All right. So why are the answers on this one? Oh, because the back is this.
Oh.
I got it. It's tilted right. See?
And that question got Don also.
All right. Boo. 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 Oh, fuck. God damn it. All right. I don't know what's a you know what it is? Because I had the chicken wings. So I need some floss.
Could also be the spinach dip. You know, spinach tends to get caught in the teeth too.
I hope not. I don't fucking care. All right. What were the last words spoken in The Empire Strikes Back?
It's got to be "May the Force be with you." It's when Luke was talking to Lando on the fucking comm link. May the Force be with you. Unless he's talking about when Luke goes "ouch" when he was fucking pricking his fingers. Is it word or words? Read that again.
What were the last words?
Okay. May the Force be with you.
It is.
Okay.
That's look at the fucking questions on there.
That's pretty rough. I mean, the only other one could have been the T-16. I could have.
You would have got the fucking T-16.
Yeah. All right. That's 2 points for Dave. All right. This is Dave's chance to tie it back up.
Yeah. Hopefully, some more easy ones in here.
So far, these have all been fairly simple, with the exception of the trick question that got us.
Well, and that one card, that one card had a bunch of hard ones on it.
Yeah.
The fucking Moff Jerjerrod, which we'll never forget again.
Yeah.
What's Tatooine? What happened? The last words in Empire Strikes Back?
No, definitely wasn't.
Oh, the rendezvous point in Tatooine. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. But I specifically remember Luke saying, "May the Force be with you," and Chewie going afterwards. We need a Chewbacca growl on the fucking. Yeah, there you go.
Blue titty milk is the answer. It is always the answer.
Oh shit, this might be a good one.
Great. I'm so excited. You know what I'm excited about? I'm excited to hear like my voice without the shitty microphone quality that I had in my house.
See, maybe nice. I was just used to it. I don't know.
Like, you probably were. I didn't really notice it until I listened back on the podcast, like the actual audio of the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's when I would notice it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? It just annoyed me every time.
All right, next question.
It's too cheap to buy a new microphone. Go ahead.
On card number 227, by the way. How many prongs were on Cloud City's carbon freeze removal claw? So you know the claw that goes in, grabs the fucking carbonite thing, and so how many prongs were on Cloud City's carbon freeze removal claw?
Christ.
I mean, you could probably take a rough estimate.
My first reaction was 2. That's my final answer.
4.
All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten it.
It would have been 2 or 4 or 3. Yeah. So
yeah, 2 or 4 or 3 or fuck. It could have been 5.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think in the toy though, because I was thinking of the image of the toy, right? You know, the play set.
Yeah.
And I swear it only had 2 for that, but
Yeah.
obviously the movie is the canon here, so
Sure,
not the
yeah.
toys.
So we're at the halfway point.
All right.
We've each asked 5 questions, and it's Jason 2, Dave 1.
Woo!
I'm just recapping.
This is some exciting fucking podcast shit right here. Tom got it right.
It's 4.
Look, we've already. Is it 4?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom got it wrong. I was going to say something about them being smarter than us, but apparently they're not.
Yeah.
Are you smarter than you? Wouldn't have gotten that. You wouldn't have gotten that.
I don't know what I would have guessed had
Right,
the
whatever.
shoe been on the other hand.
Whatever. No. I don't know about that one. It'd be worth asking this question just to see what you would say. Because it's obviously. All right. All right. That's an interesting one. He's no good to me wrong. All right. What central character had human speech in the first screenplay draft of Star Wars: A New Hope, but lost it before filming began? I think I know what the answer is. Yep.
I'm gonna say Greedo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is R2D2.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, because we talked about it during the fucking comic, during the Star Wars.
We did.
Damn it.
So the other one that would have been good was, what were fittingly the last words spoken on Darth Vader's flagship? The Rodinian. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, was his flagship the Superstar Destroyer?
It was.
The one that went down over the Too Late?
It is too late.
Too late.
That's why I didn't answer that.
Yeah.
Ask that one.
All right.
Rodinian. It's the appropriate pronunciation of the word.
All right.
I don't create that in a vacuum. That had to come from somewhere.
No.
How long have we been talking?
Long time.
Is
it? Forever. We're closing in on 2 hours, I think.
Sweet. Yes.
We did have a bathroom break in there.
Studio time.
Yo.
Pickle Rick.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, Jason has no context of Pickle Rick.
Ooh.
He's such a dick.
Ooh. If you get this one, then
I get double points.
You know what? I'll give you 2 points right now if you get this one right. How's that?
All right.
I don't know why I just did that.
I don't either, but I'll take it. I'm not a dummy.
Fuck. Why did I do that? All right. How many times did the Falcon's hyperdrive fail to engage in the movie trilogy?
In the original trilogy.
In the original trilogy, how many times did the Falcon's hyperdrive fail to engage?
That is a good question. Probably a better question would be, how many times did it successfully engage?
Right. That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Again, with the noises that are going to completely
ruin the truncated silence. I'm going to go ahead and say 4.
The correct answer is 3.
So you had
it all happened in Empire, right?
No, I thought it happened once in New Hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it never failed in New Hope or Return of the Jedi. I thought it was Empires when every time it failed, because you had the one.
No, because they escape. They escape when they're leaving Tatooine.
Well, it was because think about it. When they got out of Hoth, right, and they're running from the Empire. Oh yeah, well watch this. Watch what? And then
Would it help if I got out and pushed?
Yeah, and then
because Empire is where we first start to see like when Chewbacca has got everything torn up on
Mhm.
top of the thing, and like you start seeing like the Falcon as being kind of a broke dick machine.
Yeah,
And so yeah, so
it was escaping from Hoth,
right,
then the asteroid field. They had to duck into the asteroid field because they couldn't go to
right,
hyperspace.
and then with Lando.
Yeah.
So that's the 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was good. Yeah.
I thought it happened once
That-
in A New Hope, but you're right.
Yeah, that would have been well worthy of 2 points. So, all right, you're up.
All right. Right here. Right. So we're going to ask. Oh, that would be a fucking faggot question.
he's really leaning on that word a lot.
I
this
don't know
episode.
why. God, it's in my head.
Just for the record, we have nothing against homosexuals.
No,
that is
listen to this Louis C.K. skit about
yeah.
the word.
Yeah,
No, that's
quit,
what it is.
Quit being a faggot and go suck that guy's dick.
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to Louis C.K. a bunch of times. So I listen to comedians when I go to sleep because it helps keep the nightmares away. And anyway, I wish I was kidding. Can make no noises with my mouth. Make the fart noise. Do it.
Oh yeah,
do
it. Don says you're gangry.
Gangry.
I don't know what that means, but again, nothing against homosexuals.
Nope,
they're perfectly
no,
acceptable
I love
people.
I love them. They're the best. There's only one question in here that I would consider actually somewhat difficult.
Okay.
So, what vehicle flew over the celebrating crowds in Mos Eisley?
Mos Eisley.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate. Okay, well, this is obviously special edition.
Obviously.
Oh no. No, because
shit. All right, I'll save that.
For some reason, I was thinking like the fucking the double speeder from fucking Cloud City, but it's not that. It's what flew over Tatooine, right? Tatooine during the celebration.
Correct. Should I make noises?
No. Hold on, I'm trying to think. A T-16. Really?
It was a fucking T-16.
Yes!
You lucky bitch. You lucky bitch. And you know why? And there were easy questions on there, but it's like, all right, it's Tatooine.
Yeah.
So what had significance there? It was either the Falcon, which we know it wasn't,
right? Yeah.
Or it'd be a T-16.
Yeah.
So
nice,
fucker.
Yes.
Better be lucky than good, apparently.
2, 3, 4.
I'm just letting him in it. That's what's happening right now. Then now he's counting the cards to make sure that he has a sufficient lead. Well, are you dormy yet?
After this one, it'll be this will be 7 questions after this that we've each asked. So
what's that mean?
It means we've each asked 7 questions. We're asking 10 total. So I'm saying you've got 3 chances to get some points from here.
I'm down 2.
No, 4 actually, counting this one.
Pickle Rick.
Why are we saying this?
It's a Rick and Morty reference.
Oh.
Speaking of cartoon shows that are funny, have you seen or heard of the show Big Mouth?
No.
Has anybody out there, if you've seen this show, Steve, a guy I used to work with in the IG, mentioned this show, and they were talking about it in my new office, and it's fucking hilarious. It's gross. It's basically about prepubescent teenage boys, and like basically jerking off on everything, and like dude, it's John Mulaney and a bunch of other comedians that are all doing like the voice work for it.
Yeah.
And it's just like just poop and masturbation humor throughout a 22-minute episode. It's really it's fucking hilarious. It's
nice.
Disturbing,
yeah,
but it's fucking hilarious.
That's good. All right, so these are all pretty easy. There's 2 that somebody could potentially stumble on, but more than likely you'll get them. So
I hope. There's so much at stake.
Fuck.
Big Mouth, Big Lovin', you seen it?
All right, I'm gonna try this. Who sat directly behind Luke Skywalker in the stolen Imperial shuttle?
This
I will ask again. Who sat directly behind Luke Skywalker in the stolen Imperial shuttle? He's got to orient himself.
what? This, this, this. I don't think they had Wookiees in mind. And he's here. Behind it.
I'll try to remember who all went to.
I wish I had that eidetic memory. C-3PO.
Correct, C-3PO.
Thank God. Jesus Christ.
All right, so that's Jason 3, Dave 2. 3 questions each to go.
All right, here we go. Let's make it a hard one.
That's what she said.
Hey!
We need that for the soundboard.
That's what she said?
Yes.
For who's going to be saying it?
Michael Scott.
That would be the appropriate one.
Yes.
That's what? Really? Maybe. No. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it. This card sucks. This could be for the game, right? No. I'll have 3 left, right? All right.
Yeah. You'd need me to flop on the rest.
Son of a bitch. I am an angry elf.
We got them all worked up earlier with the football. So.
God damn it. All right. This is probably the hardest one. Who aimed a blaster rifle at the disguised Leia for threatening Jabba?
Boba Fett.
Yeah. What actress played Princess Leia?
Oh, I don't know. Carrie Fisher?
What did Princess Leia offer Wicket to put him at ease?
Food?
Yeah. Duh.
I mean, were they looking for something more specific? Oh,
no, food. That's the fucking answer.
All right. 4-2. Dave's got to get all the rest of these right. He wants to win.
At least 2 bullets. Leave it to a WAP to bring a knife to a gunfight. What?
Nothing. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to ask you who the administrator of Cloud City was. So.
No, you're not? What if I don't know that?
Ooh. There's 2 good ones on here. All right, I'm going to ask you this one. This is Jesus Christ. This will test your fandom a little bit.
Go on.
Don't hurt me. What 1971 George Lucas sci-fi film is briefly referenced in Star Wars?
Oh, I need the whole title, Dave.
What 1971 George Lucas sci-fi film is briefly referenced in Star Wars?
There's a number associated with this title.
There is.
That I'm blanking on. It's THX.
Mm-hmm.
And then a number.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! Damn it, Bronco Fett.
They say the number in.
Yeah, 1138. No, I can't.
Did you look at the chat?
I looked.
All right. Well, I have another question from this card that
Go
I can
ahead.
ask you.
I'm closing this.
What did the Imperials conclude about R2-D2 and C-3PO's escape pod when they learned that no life forms were aboard?
Say it again.
What did the Imperials conclude about R2-D2 and C-3PO's escape pod when they learned no life forms were aboard?
Must have been a malfunction.
More specifically?
Hold your fire. There's no life forms aboard. The problem with this is that the Family Guy thing
Oh yeah,
is rolling in my head. I'm trying to get it to be quiet.
yeah. And think about the original
Yeah.
movie.
Fuck. You don't do the budget, Terry. I do. See, that replaced legitimate Star Wars information in my fucking head.
Yep, that and the Robot Chicken.
God damn it. Oh.
We're looking for a specific malfunction. I'll give you that.
Well.
I've already said too much.
Well, I already said malfunction, so it doesn't really help me.
But I'm helping guide you in the right direction, which again, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Ignition malfunction?
Incorrect. It had short-circuited.
I don't remember that.
It's exactly what it says on the card. It had short-circuited.
Did they say that in the movie?
I guess.
I don't remember them saying that. Whatever. All right, we'll just finish out.
We may have to roll the tape. Dave can he can contest this after the fact.
Yeah. All right, just to finish out the questions. Yeah, here we go. What did Bausch hit his head on while sneaking in to unfreeze Han Solo from a carbonite? It's an easy one.
What did he hit his head on?
Mm-hmm. Think about the scene.
One of the tubes hanging from the ceiling?
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
It's a wind chime. Remember, it makes a noise. Like, cling, cling, cling.
Oh, I was thinking. Oh no, I was thinking a totally different.
Technically, tube.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I was thinking something totally different.
So my wife says, well, for one, she tells me to steal the tank top. You can't say it out loud. I'm going to, if I'll see it on the screen, I'm going to say it. So you shouldn't say that. But then she says that Vader looks like his name is Chad with that tank top on. There is a Chad Vader, and he's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, all right, ask me one more.
One more. All right, and then we're going to call it good.
And we're going to call it good.
All right, so
we'll call it even, and Jason's obviously the winner.
Even. Okay, there we
He's
go.
obviously the winner.
All right.
But we're even 1-1. Dave's grounded.
Oh, Jesus.
No disassemble. What? Yeah.
Johnny 5 is alive? Oh, for fuck's sake. This is the easiest card I've ever seen.
Awesome.
So you'll finish off with some points.
Hooray. Not that it matters.
Yeah. All right, I'll ask you this. Who warned Chewbacca not to touch the dead animal he'd discovered?
Han.
Final answer?
Yes.
It's Luke Skywalker. As Chewie's actually going to grab it, that's when Luke says, "No, wait, no."
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No, because Han says something about.
Just says it's just a dead animal. That's what Han said. And it's when Chewie goes to reach for it is when Luke says, "No."
Fair enough.
So
I don't know. I'm already dejected.
So we can conclude this segment.
Loser of said game.
I have gotten my comeback.
Was that a revenge win, Jason?
Yes.
Much like the Michigan fucking win?
But much like my Michigan.
Oh, the revenge tour. Oh, fuck off.
He's so angry.
Fuck Michigan.
All right. Well, Dave, I think you just need to relax.
Fuck Michigan.
Maybe make yourself some food.
No. I'm overriding. Override. Oh my God, it's gonna be horrific.
It's with the throne room, really.
Just keep hitting it. Keep hitting it.
And this is where we went off the rails.
No, it was a while ago. So, all right. So we learned two things in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
A, that Michigan sucks.
Sure.
and B, only bad things are going to happen with the soundboard.
Yeah.
And and 3, A, B, and 3, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how that works? I think the Trivial Pursuit episode is a little bit boring for the listener, honestly.
All right.
I mean, it's fun for us,
All right.
and it's fun for probably people in the chat to play along with, but
Yeah.
I think we need to, we're going to talk about what we're going to do next week, right? That's what's next?
Yes.
All right. So I think we should work Rebels next week.
Okay.
And
because we got 2 more episodes. Well, 2 more episodes of the podcast of Rebels to get through.
Don't put penis in the thing, Solsky. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, two more episodes or 2 more,
right? Because we have
2 more podcast episodes or 2 more episodes.
2 more podcast episodes.
Okay, fair enough. And that would be 4 apiece, right?
If we want to do it that way. You would mention wanting to do the last 2 as their own episode.
Let's do 4 apiece.
Okay.
Let's just get this finished up because we don't have the time restraints now while we're in the studio. So let's just do that.
Okay.
And then that way we get Rebels done.
Yes.
And we don't necessarily have to do Rebels back to back, but we should definitely do the next episode, get Rebels done.
Yeah, keep moving through it for sure.
And again, get it done so we can move on to something else. We can start working Clone Wars and do the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As the obviously the relevancy of college football like stops existing when Penn State's out of it, so I'm going to talk less about it.
Right.
We'll follow along just for the kids, but you know, obviously my heart's not going to be as into it.
And we talked about Battlefront earlier, playing with Big Lovin' and Battlefront 1 versus 2.
I think we can hit on that again at at another time as we play some more. You know, we gave it, just to preview that, we gave Battlefront 2 a fair shot with squad play. It was not it. There's no. It might.
There was no squad.
There's no squad play.
Yeah.
It isn't. It doesn't spawn you anywhere near your teammates. It's a suck salad. And we could speak a lot more. Well, actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll finish on this and then we'll sign off. Just for our extended version of our return to studio. And I will say that we talked about it while we were online, where Battlefront 1 has this, like, as you're playing in the multiplayer, it's a first-person shooter, but you have a much broader field of vision.
Yes.
So the map seems like your environment seems larger.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefront 2 shrinks your viewing area.
Right.
Like, so you're watching this, you're playing it on a 60-inch screen, and you feel like you're only looking, like, it's like you have horse blinders on. So you can only see like right what's here.
Yeah, and I don't know why it feels that way. It's weird.
It's not just feeling that way. If you actually look at the screen, like the way the characters represented in the middle of it, like and what you're actually seeing around it, it's not the same.
Yeah.
So it ruins it wrecks the buffet at the. No, never mind. That's an old Eddie Murphy reference. What? Oh, sorry. I forgot where I was going with that. It just sucks. Battlefront 2 sucks. It sucks. We gave it a shot. It sucks. We're going to play Battlefront 1 and we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll start twitching again when we can play.
Yes.
And we'll do that. We get Big Lovin' on there. We'll coordinate. Hopefully he's going out. You can get Battlefront cheap, kids.
Yeah, super cheap. Like GameStop used like under $5.
Yeah. So you might have to pay a little bit more to get the DLC stuff, but yeah, you're still, I guarantee you're going to spend less than half for less than a third of what Jason and I paid to get all of the content that's on there. And you're going to get a really fun gaming experience for the multiplayer.
And it's immersive. You are inside of a Star Wars setting. Yeah. Like, no doubt about it, with the music and the fucking graphics and the way it looks,
by the way,
feels.
You're not spending the entire game in a fucking menu.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Jason mentioned it, and he's absolutely right. You're spending almost the entire game in a goddamn menu screen, and it drives you insane. Like we were basically counting down. Like, you get in a menu screen, it's like, all right, select, hit, hey, and it's like 5, 4. 3. Truncated silence going to take out the break, so it's not going to be as exacerbated. I was pausing between the numbers for the listening audience.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking. It just sucks. It sucks.
So yeah, we'll keep talking about that as the weeks go on.
Potato bowl in college football. Is there a carrot bowl too?
Oh, that'd be great. So, but yeah, that's it. We're back in the studio. We'll try to make it more lively next time with our next main topic, because it's like Dave mentioned, the Trivial Pursuit might not be the most engaging thing in the world, but
it's fun for us.
Yeah.
But and it makes for good long episodes.
Yeah.
For people that really want to hear us stammer through some fucking bullshit Trivial Pursuit cards.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's like I said, my wife tuned out hours ago.
I don't even know what time it is right now.
I don't. It's like 8:30. So
oh, shit. Yeah, we've been going for a while. All right. Well, that being said, let's close this up. I don't know where my glass went.
I don't either. What the fuck did you do?
Oh, right.
Oh, it's right there.
I got a little bit of water in it.
Yeah, I got
So-
a little bit of Diet Coke in there.
So it's good to be back.
Yes,
Thanks, everybody.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, the redesign is going to happen. We're going to
Some
do
point.
yeah.
It'll happen.
camera angles and all kinds of stuff. It's changes are coming. But until then, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Okay, now what do you click?
Dave's not here.
I don't know.
You're gonna stop the broadcast.